Escapism has become a drug for the average Nigerian. There is currently nothing stable working in the country. The futures of the youth are continuously stolen with slimmer chances at recovery each waking day. Basically, it's getting worse. There is a certain helplessness in the air, and as a way to cope, Nigerians have turned to escapism in one too many ways. Hello, everybody. I am your girl Favor, and you are welcome to my YouTube channel. On this channel, we advocate for a better society and a better Nigeria, one video at a time. I want to preface before I start anything by saying that this is my fourth time recording this particular video. This is my fourth time shooting it. I have done this 3 different times with multiple takes per time, and it has not been great. But dedication. So that's just it. I really hope this first time works. First time's the charm, fingers crossed. But today we will be talking about escapism and how it has become a postcard lifestyle for Nigerians. Merriam-Webster defines escapism as a habitual diversion of the mind to purely imaginative activity or entertainment as an escape from reality or routine. That's what the dictionary tells you, which is actually accurate. I would personally define escapism as a behavioral mask a person puts on that allows them the opportunity to not live through their current realities for at least a while. It can involve a hobby, an activity, or other persons. Now, the average person escapes because life gets overwhelming and they deserve a break. So, I wouldn't say that escapism is inherently a bad concept. It's not. It's really not a bad concept. Everybody escapes because, okay, they just need a break. If you watch the previous video, not the short, by the way, the main video, if you watch the previous video, toward the end, you would see where I spoke about things you can always do to escape when you feel tired, overwhelmed, things you can do to unplug. So, escapism in itself is not a bad concept. In fact, I will give you the side eye if you tell me that you've never escaped before. You've never done something to just not live in this reality before. Everybody escapes. So, escapism in itself is not a bad concept, but it is the activities and the after effect of said activities that determine whether or not escapism should be adopted as a lifestyle. So, this is where we are going to. In Nigeria, in the Nigerian space, a lot of Nigerians, especially Nigerian youths, have started adopting escapism as a lifestyle. They have found a way to perpetually remain in that state of escape. Now, it is no secret that the country has gone to shit. The country can be compared to rotten food at this point. There is nothing really working in this country. I'm a young adult, and if you ask me and you ask many other people in my age range, they will tell you that things are really not that great so far in the country. Nobody's enjoying their adulthood. We've been plunged into adulthood in a declining economy, so everybody is just struggling, everybody is tired, everybody is overwhelmed. As a result, everybody wants to escape. Everybody just wants to live in a reality that is not this reality. Everybody just wants to close their eyes and be transported somewhere else. And as a result, they turn to certain activities that help them get there. And these activities are the problem. These particular activities that Nigerians, especially Nigerian youth, engage in are largely lacking any form of morality or safety. So that is where the problem lies. It's not necessarily in you escaping, it is in you escaping with certain activities that are morally wrong and unsafe. So, I know what it's like to be in this current economy, but does that mean that we should do some of the things that we are doing to escape? I don't think so. So, on that note, we will be moving to the next part in this video. Part 2, the average Nigerian's escape guide. So this part basically details some of the major activities that I have really observed Nigerian youths carry out to escape that are not safe or moral. Although there is one particular point that isn't bad. It's not unsafe. It isn't bad, but it's kind of tricky. We'll get there. We'll get there. So the first activity in the average Nigerian's escape guide is drugs. Now, this particular one gets me in my feelings because the use and abuse of hard substances in Nigeria has hit a crazy high. No pun intended. Okay. No pun intended. Everyone is doing drugs now, or for lack of better words, everyone seems to be doing drugs now. And it has been deemed as so cool and chic. From the flavored vapes to bloody cocaine, Nigerian youths are doing it all. Business Day NG in a 2019 article reported that despite being an illegal substance, about 20 million Nigerian youths smoke marijuana, popularly known as weed, every day. And that was in 2019. So you best believe that now in 2024, that number has tripled, even quadrupled, because almost everybody is smoking now. Like, come on, every single day. Imagine filling your lungs with smoke every single day while still managing to somehow convince yourself that you are doing the right thing is really problematic. Drugs and the abuse of drugs have ruined the lives of so many youths today. It has become an addiction that supposedly helps them cope with the rigors and the pressures of the current economic and socio-political state. And that's not true. Although the drugs give them a feeling of euphoria, it also sells them lies. Lies that if they consume more and more of it, if they close their eyes tight enough, their problems will somehow cease to exist. And we know that that's not true. With the drugs, they find ways to evade taking accountability and responsibility for the actions that have gotten them into their current state. The drugs somehow give them an escape and also ruin their lives in the process. Look, addictions are real and addictions are very hard to break. So I have a little story to tell you guys. When I was in school, I'm out of school by the way, and I'm also wrapping up my youth service. Oh god, I'm so happy. When I was in school, I think in my second year, there was a friend of mine, a really close friend of mine. So I'm not going to mention his name, but there was a time that I observed that he was drinking heavily, like he was taking so much alcohol. I didn't really know what caused it. So I had to talk to him. I was like, hey, why are you doing this? Why are you taking so much alcohol? You're drinking so much. What's going on? And he said, now this doesn't even, this is not even from my research or anything. This is what my friend literally said. He said that I take the alcohol because when I'm drunk and when I'm high and euphoric, it helps me not to think. I don't have to think about my problems. I don't have to think about my struggles. So that was what my friend believed. My friend felt like, yes, drinking so much alcohol, consuming more and more of it would help him not have to think or live through his problems and his struggles and everything. And it hurt me, but I completely understood where he was coming from. But I also had to make him see reason. So I asked him, I said, okay, fine, I get it. Things are tough. It's not really going the way you want it to go. But when you sober up eventually from the alcohol and everything, what is coming to meet you or what is waiting for you? And he said, the problems. I said, exactly. The problems do not go anywhere. The problems will always be there. You will just keep consuming more alcohol, hurting yourself, hurting your kidneys, by the way. And then, still what? Sober up to meet the problems. So that's not the solution. How about you cut back on it? And he really did. I'm not saying that he doesn't drink at all or anything, but he doesn't drink heavily anymore like that. So we see people today that go through things like that and use drugs as a way to escape from having to deal with those problems. One thing I need you to understand is that actions have consequences. You smoke every day, you pop pills every second, you snort that thing as well as many other hard substances every other night. You pay for these items illegally because I promise you, you are not walking into a pharmacy and saying, Oga, give me cocaine. It's not possible. Me and you, we know that you are paying for these items illegally. You pay to a middleman, but in reality, you are paying to some really powerful people because the middleman is only the distributor. The middleman does not own the drugs. The middleman gets the drugs from the owners of the drugs, takes them into the street, sells them, brings the money back to the owners, and just gets his cut. Now, the thing is that the people that own these drugs are really influential people. They are the people in high places. They are the people that are making policies that do not favor you. They are the people that are creating policies that keep you poor and wretched. Yet, you pay to them. You line their pockets even more with the money that you struggle to make. You are still lining the pockets of the people that are punishing you in this country. You are lining their pockets even more. Do you see how counter effective that is? Like, come on, come on. And the more money they earn, the more emboldened they become. Suddenly they are gods and they can do and undo. So do you see how everything plays? You are literally enriching these people and ruining your life in the process. Don't do it, please. You guys, I feel so calm today because the last couple times I recorded this episode, this particular video, I was in my feelings a lot. Like I kept yelling into my microphone, stop doing drugs, stop doing drugs. And I mean, yeah, stop doing drugs. But I'm not going to get angry. I'm not going to get upset or get in my feelings. But I'm really just going to keep saying it that we really need to do better with regards to things like that. We really need to stop doing drugs. Just don't. Drugs do not pay anybody. Let me tell you, okay? Drugs don't pay nobody. You think that they help you escape and they make you euphoric. They really don't. They really don't. Stop doing drugs. You know, it has even gotten so bad to the point that the age gap for hard substance consumption has widened significantly. Children, freaking children, are doing drugs now. And I'm very sure they picked up the habits from adults, grown up people that they saw, you know, environments that they had to grow up in. So we really should think about the people that also get affected by our actions. And I think this is also where I need to talk about the musicians, especially like our music industry generally. The music industry generally is also playing into the increase in the consumption of hard substances because the musicians every day they openly encourage this egregious act. Studio session is not studio session without tons of backwoods. Don't ask me how I know what backwoods are. Please, I'm not that clueless. Okay, I know. They promote it in their song lyrics, the music videos, and even their lifestyle. You know, Ice, Colors, Molly, Adoro. Which other one again? Loud. Colos is Colorado, right? There is a lot. Heroin, cannabis, crack. There is a lot of them out there. And people are popping these drugs. You know, should I say popping drugs or popping pills and then consuming these drugs generally? I don't know. I don't do drugs. But they are doing it and it is ruining their lives. My people, stop doing drugs. Stop it. So the second activity in the average Nigerian's escape guide is sex and orgies, which has resulted into the rise of STDs. Now you see this one, eh? When I started hearing some things that happen in Nigeria, especially in Lagos, it really made me wish for the days I used to be blissfully unaware. Like I prayed for the days I used to be such a clueless, innocent young lady. Because what is wrong with you people? You people come. You're not afraid for your lives. Hmm? No, talk to me, talk to me, talk to me. Is nobody practicing safe sex anymore? Or better still, not even engaging in the act? Because what are you people doing? Especially in this Lagos. What are you people doing in this Lagos? What are you guys doing? From sleeping with animals, dogs, to full-blown orgies, Nigerians have let sexual depravity run wild. There is an alarming increase in the spread of STDs because everybody lacks sexual discipline. House parties cannot even be house parties anymore. Like, you can't even go to a house party or a regular get together anymore because somehow, some way, somewhere, the I believe we are all adult people like to rear their freaking ugly heads out of nowhere and start proposing games like Truth or Dare, coupled with tons of alcohol, so that they can, through the game, make wild sexual requests. See, if you want to organize an orgy, organize it with your full chest. Stop turning harmless parties into sex parties. Stop it. Stop the whole, I believe we're all adults here. I believe we know what we are doing here. What are you doing? What do you know that you are doing? Hmm? every time. I dare you to do this. I dare you to do that. I dare you to kiss him. I dare you to shut up. Shut up. So yes, people do turn to sex as a means of escape. In an article by Partner with Livy titled Six Health Benefits of Sex, they explain that sexual intimacy can also help reduce feelings of anxiety and depression as it triggers the release of three mood boosting chemicals: dopamine, endorphins, and oxytocin. Endorphins, in particular, are brain chemicals activated by exercise and sex with natural opiate like properties that can help to reduce pain and regulate mood. So, when a person tries to avoid dealing with their issues, they turn to sex because they know the high and distraction it brings them. So, if they cannot do drugs, they do sex, right? Now, I the one that really surprises me a lot is the one where people, especially guys, turn to sex as a way to cope with boredom. Like, you are bored, like you're so bored, you have nothing to do, and somehow you thought sex will cure my boredom. Now, I also want to explore the angle where people turn to sex as a means of escape, as a way to cope with their trauma. So, this one, a little trigger warning, I'll be talking about sexual assault, the R word. So, if you're not comfortable with this, you can just skip this point. So, people do react to events differently in their lives. So, if two women were raped at a particular age, it's possible that the way they would react or cope from that event would differ. So it is possible that one of these two women would struggle to be sexually intimate and vulnerable with people as a result of that trauma, while the other one would even be more active and, open as a result of that trauma. They would have more sex with more partners as a result of that trauma. And I bet you that the one choosing to have sex more has become so detached from her body that she treats it the way it was treated when she was violated, not worthy of any real connection or love. And it sounds like a mouthful, but it's the reality of things. And if this is you, like if you are using sex as a way to escape from your trauma, I beg you, in the name of God, it doesn't help in the long run. It doesn't pay you. So the best thing to do will be to seek professional help. So the third activity in the average Nigerian's escape guide is music. Now this one is going to be a very brief point because I talked about it in my previous video that whenever I want to unplug, I unplug with music. I really love listening to music. So that's one way for me to just detach, and just let go. But the problem, the flip side to it, the dark side to it is that I don't want to get too spiritual, but um our eyes and our ears are portals, and anything that we consume through these two mediums can really impact us, deeply impact us on a spiritual level. Either positively or negatively. But these days, I see people listening to some really dark stuff. And I know some people don't really believe in all that spiritual stuff and, music affecting you, but music is so powerful. Have you ever listened to music and it just shifted something within you? Music is powerful, and people listen to dark stuff. Really dark stuff about death, destruction, hate, demons. What? And I'm like, wait, come. Nigeria is already a lot. Nigeria is a movie at this point, and we want to live this movie. We want to be in La La Land, but you decided that you would leave one very terrible simulation to another with terrible music and terrible music lyrics. Like, come on, guys, we really need to do better. And I think we also need to hold the music industry accountable, because a lot of the music that the music industry in Nigeria puts out today, ah, I don't have words. I don't have words. I really don't, to be honest. And before you say, well, solve the problem, listen to Christian music. I'm a Christian myself, but I promise you, it's not everybody that listens to Christian music. And it's not everybody that wants to listen to Christian music. And this is just me saying the truth for what is. I'm just saying the fact. Not everybody wants to. Not everybody wants to listen to Christian music every second of every day. Sometimes I just want to turn on some Asha. Come on. Maybe Johnny Drill, And it is because of this whole music issue and this whole music debacle that I don't listen to a lot of Nigerian artists, because I hear some of their lyrics and I'm like, okay, I see. you know I mean, there's some songs that would trend and everybody vibes with it. It's a vibe. I can vibe with it, but I really cannot take my time to say, okay, I will sit down and I will ingest this music because I love music so much, so freaking much. I practically ingest music. So when I'm listening to it, I like to give myself to it completely. So why would I be giving myself to something that is talking about death and destruction? I think that's why I really like just a handful of Nigerian artists. Taves is one of them. I know. Let me just say it now. I love Taves so freaking much. Like I never thought that I would really like a Nigerian artist like this. But I found out about Taves and I liked him. I still like him. His songs, chef's kiss. Come on. That's what we're talking about. If you want to escape with good music. Don't escape with rubbish music. So it is the following day, as you can tell from the change in my outfit, and I could not finish filming yesterday, and I was beginning to feel so defeated. I was like, God, is this really happening? This is the fourth time that I'm filming this one. Is this seriously happening? But I was able to resolve it, and thankfully, I did not lose the footage from yesterday's filming. So I'm just going to continue from where I stopped. So I spoke about music being the third activity in the average Nigerian's escape guide. And I actually, funny enough, have just one more to go. So the last activity, at least based on my personal observations and everything I was able to put together, the last activity in the average Nigerian's escape guide is gossip rounds. That's correct. I'll never get tired of talking about this because I actually spoke about it a little bit too in my previous episode. So I would never get tired of talking about it because the audacity and entitlement that certain Nigerians have over the lives of other celebrities is alarming. And now I have observed that many Nigerians do this. They're so nosy, they're so into everybody's business. They want to know what is going on in the lives of these celebrities because it's a means of escape for them. It's a way for them to not have to deal with the current realities of the country. If they can just distract themselves with what the celebrity is up to and what the celebrity is up to, then they will be fine, right? This one is somehow, to be honest, because it just shows the lack of priority that we seem to have in this country. Fine, fine. I'm not going to say that, oh, some things some celebrities do are not questionable or should not be spoken about. I will say that. Definitely. Some celebrities do some things and you just give them the side eye and you be like, nah, this has to be addressed. But there is this constant nosiness, constant need to know everything that goes on in the celebrity's life. It's giving misplacement of priorities, to be honest, because Nigerians will leave a house on fire and run into the streets to yell at a person sleeping on the road. That's how bad it is. I know my analogy might not make sense, but that's just how crazy it has gotten. Their anger and frustration with the person sleeping on the road holds more importance than a literal house on fire. The house is burning. Yes, but why is he sleeping on the road? There are people in that house. Yes, but why is he sleeping on the road? These people will die if we do not rescue them now. But he is sleeping on the road. His sleeping on the road does not directly affect you and can be addressed later. Saving these people is the priority now. No, he cannot be sleeping on the road. I will not have it. I will deal with him. This is my priority. Okay, so I think from that little exchange, you've been able to get what I was trying to say with the analogy. Two things can be true at once. Like I said earlier, you might not like some things that some celebrities get up to. You might feel the need to speak out about it. Trust me, I will. On this channel, I will. But Nigerians are so invested in every other person's businesses except their own. For crying out loud. God forbid we face our own issues for once. God forbid we tackle the problems with the leadership of this country. Just God forbid we leave the silly social media exchanges and actually put in some work to fight for our country. It's so funny because recently I've been seeing a lot of it all over Twitter. This whole exchange between davido fans and wizkid fans, who is better, and it has gotten so tiring. Like, I think I need to go and mute davido and wizkid on my Twitter because I'm tired of seeing it. I'm tired of seeing it. Like, this is what everybody's getting up to now. What is going on in a celebrity's life and this and that and that, and we just keep forgetting that our country is dying. No, but again, isn't that what the government uses to get to us? If you ask me. So to conclude, basically, Nigerians will do everything than actively work on their own country. They turn to various forms of escapism as a way to not have to face the reality of the constantly deteriorating state of the nation and indirectly their lives as well. And see, escapism is never the solution. I get that every now and then life can be overwhelming and you just need to not be here for a moment. But ultimately, these problems are going to wait for you. They are not going anywhere. You can't shut your eyes tight enough and somehow wish and hope that the problem cease to exist. They will not cease to exist. So if we can actually face our issues, if we can come together, rub minds, what are the things we can do? What are the things we can do? How can we improve ourselves as a people, as a nation, as a society, instead of just intentionally distracting ourselves and remaining distracted while the country runs wild? We really can do better. So please, let's do better. Ugh. Honestly, I feel glad to be over with this particular topic because, like I said earlier, this is the fourth time. I mean, if you add today, now this is the fifth time I'm filming, but thank God everything seems to be going fine. So I will be editing everything, getting everything ready, and then I'll put it out. So I'm really, really happy. I have so many things to talk about on this channel, and I've also been recording shorts as well. That has been fun. That has been pretty fun. I won't lie. So, if you really enjoyed this, if you learned something from it, if you like this whole concept, like my video, share it, comment, and subscribe. And when you subscribe, turn on the post notification so that you'll be notified anytime I upload a new video. I have one more thing, just one more thing. Hold on. Okay, so this thing, I decided to do something moving forward in my long form videos where at the end of each video I would read you guys a letter, a handwritten letter, but I cannot show you this paper because I've written this letter since like how many weeks now, and the paper is not fine again. But I'm still going to read the letter regardless. I guess it's just my little way of trying to round up the video with a little bit of positivity and encouragement because, to be honest, we all need the encouragement. I'm not even just speaking as a collective, but even as individuals, we tend to get tired sometimes. We tend to feel down. We tend to feel frustrated. I mean, to be very honest, and this is me being very raw here. This morning, I felt a little sad. A little sad. Yesterday, I was very happy and I was very hyper. I was very excited. But today, I don't know, something happened and I felt very sad. And I saw a tweet from one of my friends. He actually made that tweet like a day, yeah, the day before, like 13 plus hours ago. And he said something like, oh, let's talk to God, pray. And that thing just hit me that I feel so sad. At least let me even just quickly pray about it. Let me just say a short prayer. And I did. And I think I feel better now. So that's just me being honest over here. So let me read the letter. It's very short. It's not something very long or anything. So I started out saying, dearest one, dearest one, this marks the first of many letters I will write to you on this channel. I hope my letters bring the needed vibe and feel per video. Today, I want you to remember that you are worth it. You are worth the sacrifices that have been made on your behalf. You are deserving of the love poured into you by your people daily. You are deserving of the opportunities that have been brought your way. Because from the moment you opened your eyes, every step you've taken, every decision you've made has brought you to the moments that seem unreal and unbelievable. You earned them. You deserve them. So revel in them and give no room for doubt or imposter syndrome. That one is so heavy because imposter syndrome will have you feeling like you don't deserve anything good. You deserve to be here. So be here. Take up space and be loud about it. Shine, my dearest one. Shine. With love, Favor. So that will be the end of today's video. I will see you in the next one. If you watch till the very, very end, comment a kissy emoji. Yeah. Comment a kissy emoji. Mwah. Bye guys. Esther. Esther. Easy peasy lemon and squeezy. Mwah. Thank you, mama. But he is sleeping on the road. Oh my god. I should not have slapped my head like that. Okay, let me try that.